Step into the realm of cyberpunk cities. Vast, neon-lit metropolises where futuristic buildings reach for the stars and innovation permeates every block. It's hard to tell the difference between reality and science fiction in these urban wonders. They give us a look into the future while also enjoying how fast-paced technology and culture are right now. From the sparkling skyline of Dubai to the maze-like streets of Chongqing, these cities are real pictures of the world we will live in tomorrow. Here are the 10 best cyberpunk places you need to see in 2025. Number 1. Dubai. A gleaming diamond in the Arabian desert, Dubai exemplifies a futuristic metropolis that continuously pushes the boundaries of human imagination. Dubai, rising like a mirage from the dunes, has turned itself into a hub of innovation, luxury, and architectural genius, making it the epitome of a cyberpunk dreamscape. The city's skyline is dominated by ultra-modern buildings, none more recognizable than the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest tower. Its sleek, needle-like shape pierces the sky and provides breathtaking vistas from its observation decks. At night, the city changes into a stunning display of neon and LED lights, lighting the expansive metropolitan landscape like a scenario from a science fiction film. Dubai's connection to the cyberpunk style is clear, combining cutting-edge technology with a tinge of dystopian mystery. The city thrives on contrasts, with towering contemporary buildings set among busy traditional souks and vast deserts. You will find yourself walking around a futuristic metropolitan setting where drones deliver groceries, self-driving taxis glide along streets, and robotic police monitor the gleaming avenues. Don't miss out on a visit to the Dubai Mall, a retail and leisure hotspot that offers much more than simply shopping. From its indoor ice rink and virtual reality park to the stunning Dubai Aquarium, this is a destination where the future of leisure has already come. Dubai is more than simply a metropolis, it represents a vision of the future that is bold, ambitious, and eternally interesting. In 2025, it remains a must-see site for anybody looking to witness the convergence of human desire and technology innovation. Prepare to enter a universe that appears to have been taken directly off the screen of a cyberpunk classic. Number 2. Chongqing. China's big city is a stunning maze of steel, light, and tall buildings that deserves to be called a cyberpunk wonder. Chongqing, also known as the Mountain City, rises sharply along the Yangtze River. Its tall buildings and thick urban sprawl make a strange mix of nature and technology. Chongqing at night looks like a neon dream because its bright lights bounce off the Yangtze and Jialing rivers, making the scenery a beautiful show of light. The futuristic form of the famous Raffles City complex shows how the city pushes the limits of architecture and ideas. The elevated roads and monorails in Chongqing wind between tall buildings, through foggy valleys, and over wide rivers. It looks like a scene from a cyberpunk tale. The Liziba monorail station, where trains go right through the middle of an apartment building, is an amazing example of how cleverly transportation and construction can work together in the city. As one of the world's cities that is rising the fastest, Chongqing shows what people can do when they are creative and driven. Its lively atmosphere, strange design, and cutting-edge technology make it a must-see for anyone who wants to experience a real-life cyberpunk city. The future is not just a thought in Chongqing, it is already here. Number 3. Vegas. A destination with a cyberpunk vibe, the Vegas Strip is a display of excess and inventiveness, a sparkling oasis of neon brightness in the middle of the Nevada desert. More than simply a well-known entertainment destination, the Strip is a surreal confluence of light, technology, and human aspiration that makes you feel as though you've entered a futuristic fantasy. It is known for its throbbing energy and bold design. Towering casinos and mega resorts gleam in vivid hues that pierce the desert sky as the Strip turns into a neon-drenched fantasy at night. The coordinated extravaganza of the Bellagio fountains and the tumbling LED lights of the Fremont Street experience create an ambiance that is both ethereal and captivating, reminiscent of a scene from a cyberpunk film. The Strip's development is a tribute to both human ingenuity and technology advancement in typical cyberpunk form. A mind-bending voyage through the realms of fantasy is provided by the interactive Area 15 immersive entertainment complex, which combines art, technology, and virtual reality. One of the newest and most futuristic landmarks on the Strip is the MSG Sphere. This architectural marvel is a massive dome outfitted with the largest LED screen in the world, capable of displaying hyper-realistic visuals visible for miles. Inside, the Sphere houses a state-of-the-art performance venue that immerses audiences with 360-degree visuals, spatial audio, and cutting-edge technology that blurs the line between entertainment and reality. Whether viewed from the outside as a glowing orb of dynamic displays or experienced from within as a fully immersive spectacle, the Sphere is a defining symbol of Las Vegas's relentless pursuit of the future. Number 4. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a city that never sleeps. It is a pulsing mix of history and futurity, which makes it a cyberpunk gem. On the edge of the South China Sea, this city is known for its stunning skyline, which is made up of glass and steel buildings that rise high above lush green hills, creating an amazing contrast between nature's beauty and human creativity. Hong Kong turns into a bright wonderland at night. Victoria Harbour is lit up by the famous Symphony of Lights. Beams and colors dance across the skyline in a show that looks like a scene from a sci-fi movie. The busy streets of Mongkok and Sham Shui Po are full of life. Glow-in-the-dark signs and digital displays light up the night, flooding your senses with sights, sounds, and smells. Hong Kong's thick, chaotic, and varied cityscape adds to its cyberpunk appeal. The tall apartment buildings and skywalks that join them make the scenery look like it goes on and on, both vertically and horizontally. The mid-levels escalator is the world's longest outdoor covered escalator system. It winds through the city and combines the modern and the practical in a way that looks great and works well. The Peak tram is very different. It takes you up to Victoria Peak, where you can see Hong Kong's sparkling cityscape from above. It's a great example of how urban desire can reach the sky. For a deeper look into the cyberpunk heart of the city, check out the Temple Street Night Market. It's a crazy busy place where traditional street vendors meet the glow of neon. Hong Kong also uses technology in ways that push the limits of what it means to live in a city today. The city is full of cutting-edge new ideas, from its futuristic airport and huge high-speed rail networks to its smart city programs. The ICC Tower in Kowloon is a symbol of progress, and its high viewing deck has views of a city that looks like a scene from a future movie. Even though Hong Kong has a lot of new technology, its culture is still very strong, making it a unique mix of old and new. The difference between old buildings like Wong Tai Sin and the huge IFC Mall shows how the city can blend its past and present without any problems, which is a key part of the cyberpunk style. Hong Kong doesn't have to wait for the future. It's already here and electric. Hong Kong is a city where the spirit of cyberpunk is not only living, but thriving. Its streets are lit up with bright signs and are very complicated up high. Number 5. Seoul. Seoul is a city where old and new come together in a beautiful dance of light and change. Seoul is the perfect example of the cyberpunk style. It is a huge city that is always on the move and combines old history with ultra-modern futurism to make a skyline that feels alive with possibilities. At night, Seoul's neighborhoods turn into bright jungles. Districts like Hongdae and Gangnam are filled with LED lights and digital signs that make the area shine. Technology fits right in with daily life here. The train system in Seoul is one of the most modern in the world. It has high-speed internet and augmented reality maps, which make getting around the city an adventure in and of itself. Smart city projects like IoT-powered lighting and AI-driven trash management are becoming normal parts of city life, making cities look like utopias from the future. But even though Seoul is moving quickly into the future, its long past is still a big part of what makes it who it is. Seoul is a city like no other because of its constant energy, new technologies, and changing culture. In Seoul, custom and innovation live together in beautiful unity. You can get a glimpse of what the future holds, which makes it a must-see for anyone who wants to live out their cyberpunk fantasies. Number 6. London. London is an interesting mix of old-world charm and goal-setting for the future. It is a city where history and technology meet. London's famous landmarks like Big Ben and the Tower of London show its long and interesting history. At the same time, areas like Canary Wharf, Piccadilly Circus, and Leicester Square show how the city has changed with the times. This makes London an interesting and perfect place for a cyberpunk-themed trip. Canary Wharf looks like a scene from a science fiction movie. Along the banks of the River Thames, this financial hub is made up of tall buildings that are lit up by shimmering LED displays that bounce off the water and make for a stunning sight. This is a very modern area that looks like it came from a bleak future. Enter the modern Crossrail Place roof garden, which is a beautiful mix of nature and building. Under a lattice-like structure that glows softly at night, this biodome is partly covered and filled with lush plants. When it gets dark, Piccadilly Circus comes alive with a flurry of lights and sounds. People often compare this busy intersection to New York's Times Square. It's a bright wonderland with huge digital signs flashing ads all the time, making it hard to focus. The constantly changing displays make the buildings and busy streets around them reflect, giving the whole area a strange, sci-fi feel. Cyberpunk isn't just about tall buildings or bright billboards as London shows. It's also about how progress and culture, human desire and imagination can come together. When you walk through these neighborhoods, you feel like you're in a lively urban dream, where the past, present, and future all come together in beautiful unity. Number 7. Shanghai. The city of Shanghai on China's eastern coast is a shining metropolis where the future is already taking shape. Shanghai is known as the Pearl of the Orient, and its skyline looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. This makes it one of the most cyberpunk places to visit in the world. This exciting city mixes old traditions with cutting-edge technology to make an urban experience like no other. The famous skyline is ruled by architectural wonders like the second tallest building in the world, the Shanghai Tower. Its twisting shape is lit up by LEDs that make it look like they can cut through the clouds. The Oriental Pearl Tower, with its spherical design and pulsating lights, stands as a beacon of Shanghai's innovative spirit, while the Jinmao Tower and Shanghai World Financial Center complete the breathtaking tableau. The neon lights reflected off the Huangpu River make the scene seem surreal and almost from another world. At night, the Nanpu Bridge is lit up in bright colors and makes a dramatic turn into the city. It's the perfect mix of usefulness and futuristic design. The streets of Shanghai are just as interesting. A lot of signs, hologram displays, and people moving around. Shanghai is the perfect example of a cyberpunk city. It's a huge, ultra-modern city, sprawl full of bright lights, amazing architecture, and non-stop energy. But it never forgets its rich culture history. This creates a unique mix of old and new. That is what makes the cyberpunk style what it is. In Shanghai, the future isn't something to dream about. It's already here, glowing, pulsating, and inviting you to experience it firsthand. It's like walking into a high-tech dystopian dream when you walk through this electric city. People are so ambitious and there are so many things that could happen. Number 8, New York. New York City, known as the city that never sleeps, Times Square is where its cyberpunk spirit is most clearly seen. Times Square, which is often called the crossroads of the world, is a stunning mix of technology, business, and culture. It's a must-see for anyone looking for a piece of a future city fantasy. Times Square, in the middle of Manhattan, comes to life with a medley of LED signs and tall digital screens. Everywhere, from the street to the tops of buildings, there are bright colors and flashing lights, making the experience very intense. Advertisements, news updates, and cartoons flash across the screens, giving the whole area a strange sci-fi feel that makes you feel like you're on the set of a cyberpunk movie. Times Square has a future feel because it is always moving. There are a lot of people, street artists, and sellers on the streets, and they are all living together with the constant glow of digital activity. There is a constant chorus of honking cars, flashing lights, and the hum of people here, giving you a strong sense of the cyberpunk style where technology and chaos meet. As New York continues to work on smart city projects, Times Square changes to reflect the city's technology goals. Times Square is a place where people can test how technology can change urban areas. The constant energy, neon brightness, and mix of digital and real worlds give it a feel that is both based in reality and steeped in science fantasy. Going to Times Square is more than just going to New York. It's like being sucked into a pulsing, glowing picture of what city life might be like in the future, where desire and new ideas are as bold as the city itself. Number 9, Chicago. Chicago, which is sometimes called the Windy City, is a lively center of urban culture, design, new ideas. This makes it a great place to visit if you're into cyberpunk. Chicago's skyline and cutting-edge technology reflect both the city's rich industrial past and its vision for the future. The result is an urban atmosphere that is both lively and timeless. Some of the most famous buildings in the world are in Chicago. The Willis Tower, the John Hancock Center, and the Aqua Tower are just a few examples. The city lights bounce off of Lake Michigan and the Chicago River at night, making the scenery look bright and almost otherworldly. The way the light and shade play off of each other, and the way the city is built up, makes me think of the tall, stacked cities that are common in cyberpunk stories. One thing that makes Chicago unique is its elevated train system, which is called the L. These steel tracks go through the middle of the city, making a web of movement and link that gives the city a rough, industrial look. At night, when the L train glides between buildings and its lights shine through the fog, it looks like a scene from a future noir movie. The Chicago Riverwalk is a great example of how to combine urban design with natural beauty. The lit paths and glowing shadows make the area feel both peaceful and futuristic. Boat tours that show off Chicago's famous buildings are like going on a trip through a live museum of urban ambition. These tours show how important Chicago is to modern city planning and design. Chicago is the perfect cyberpunk city with its tall steel and glass buildings, rough elevated train system, and openness to technology progress. It's a spot where clever people and the rough beat of city life meet, and tall skyscrapers and industrial charm live together in amazing unity. Cyberpunk is all about a city that is both deeply rooted in its past and eagerly looking to the future. Chicago is a great example of this. Chicago is a great place to visit if you want to see a mix of gritty city life and amazing architecture. It's like stepping into a world where the past and the future meet in a thrilling way. Number 10. Singapore. Singapore, which is sometimes called the City of the Future, is a wonder of urban planning, technology progress. Marina Bay is the best place to see how cyberpunk it looks. This sparkling area, which is surrounded by water and has some of the world's most modern buildings, looks like a glimpse into the future of cities. The Marina Bay Sands towers over the cityscape, its 3 towers topped by a floating pool that seems to go on forever. When the sun goes down, the building comes to life with moving light shows that set the mood for the whole area. The Art Science Museum, which is nearby and shaped like a lotus flower, represents Singapore's dedication to combining art, science, and technology, which is a key part of the cyberpunk philosophy. The Helix Bridge is a walking bridge that looks like DNA. It has LED lights that change colors, which adds to the modern feel of the area. As you walk across this work of art, you'll be surrounded by a lively skyline that makes you feel like you're in a sci-fi movie. Marina Bay is a perfect example of what makes a cyberpunk city mesmerizing. Tall, lit buildings, advanced technology that works smoothly into everyday life, and a forward-thinking approach to city living. Innovation and ecology come together there, and the lines between real life and science fiction are fuzzy. Singapore doesn't just think about the future in Marina Bay, it builds it. For those looking for the ultimate cyberpunk experience, this amazing area is a must-see. It gives you a glimpse of what cities might look like decades from now.